You know, stuck at the gym, but here we are, of course, you titled finally. And it's gonna be a great episode. I'm sure of it. It's gonna be a Gabi episode, you know, the main character. Gabi does everyone, it's awesome, you know, it's like reverse harem. I'm just kidding. But I also it's a great episode though. One thing though, I wanna say before watch the episode here. That is of course that Crunchyroll did the nomination, right? I did a video about that, so please below for that. And without arguing, right, if Eren is the protagonist, if he's the antagonist, whatever, clearly Gabi is the protagonist, whatever, without going into that argument, we can argue that back and forth, right? I think we all can agree on that Crunchyroll are idiots because he can't be both! He's not both the protagonist and antagonist! It doesn't make any goddamn sense! Right? That is stupid. Like, he's not both at the same time. That is not... You basically can't write a storyline where the main character is both. There are a few examples. I covered that on Twitter, but whatever. So like Xenogears, okay? Xenogears, you're playing as this character, and the bad guy is yourself. Because if he dies, kind of like in Zero, he gets to revive again. But then one of his older, like, personalities, bodies, right, died, but kind of resurrected, right? So now there are two of them, and trying to kill each other. So then you have the same character being protagonist and antagonist. Like, imagine, you know, Subaru died, right? But he, you know, the one that died got resurrected somehow, right? And the other one is still... a new one is also created, then they could fight each other, right, you know. So, I guess it's possible, right, to have both. There's this horror movie called Roommate, which is insane. It's just two different personalities trying to kill each other. That also, you know, can work, right? But no! That's what's wrong. But whatever, let's watch the episode. But I'm just like, they're objectively wrong. He's not both. So, let's watch it again. 3, 2, 1, and go. But here we go. Rumbling. Rumbling. Yeah, start with the opening, baby. Yeah, come on. Rumbling. I think it's the best opening season. But I think it's cheating too, because they clearly made like the song for the opening and so on. We see sometimes in anime. All these goddamn birds though? Come on, man! They're trying to provoke me with this stupid bird scene. But I think it's the best opening. The Missile opening is really good too. Could it start last season? It's a little bit like, you know, what season is it? Now I'm trying to figure out all the openings I like here. I do like, of course, Dress Up Darling opening. It's just cute, right, you know. It's just like me, you just like, you know, yeah, all the little, you know, cosplay and so on. Let's call it again. Sabukai. It's a pretty cool opening too. Mondays. This is my favorite scene here because everyone is, you know, gonna die, right? All these poor aliens gonna die. Let's go. And this into screams too. I mean, it's great for music, like, yeah. And then we see, this is good too. Kind of the feet crushes the butterfly. Yeah, and the steps on the butterfly. That's a good scene too. Oh, okay. So ZEKE is owned by Best Girl, of course. Freaking PIECKE, you know, carries them as always. You know, get that PIECKE scene. Oh, and Yelena's like, no! Okay, the Yelena's this episode was great. Oh, come on. That was the best scene of this episode. The Yelena staring at Armin, right? That was some good shit. But here we go. So, Big Brother is down. I love this scene when he was like, Onisha is here. Come on, that's awesome. It's like, I will save you, brother. Come on. It was, you know, it's a little bit romance there. Yeah, and of course, she's like he's kind of like the loser titan he always owned, right? Yeah. Like really owned. What was that bloody scene? You said this is a whoa, okay, yeah. This is a titan gets owned. That was bloody, man. This is a titan gets owned. I guess Margaret and PIECKE shot him again. Probably. They got that massive sniper gun, right? Titan, yeah, like Titan-sized sniper gun. Then of course it's the Jägerisset Flosh. Oh, look at the Best Girl. Oh, nice! Oh, look at PIECKE killing them! See? Am I all on Marley's side? I had a comment last week that stop celebrating the Marleys. No, I am Marley's side. I wanted to kill Eren. Come on. He's a goddamn bad guy. Come on. Am I the only ones like, you know what, those World War II German guys, pretty good. No, but come on, in this case, they are the good guys, arguably, because Eren is trying to kill everyone. Like, it's, you have to be pragmatic, right? You know, my enemy is my friend, right? I mean, I think they should stop fighting, right? I think that the Mikasa, okay, not Mikasa, but Armin should realize he should ally with the Marleys and kill Eren together with them, right? You know, that should be his strategy here, but, you know, whatever. So, you know, they keep fighting each other. This feels like a very unnecessary World War III here, where they're like, let's kill each other while those two guys try to kill everyone. Okay. Jelena is there for the shock value, come on. I wanna see some crazy face again from Jelena. Zeke is almost dying. He's almost dead. Yeah, he's waking up here. Unfortunately, PIECKE and Marley missed him just, you know, they hit him a little bit, right? They didn't get him like perfectly. Got him a little bit there in the neck, you know. Yeah, but he's like, Oni-chan is coming, right? Yeah. This guy is probably very dead though. But I always said that's the weakest title. I keep saying it, and I say, but then it's right. Well, also the female title is kind of shitty too, right? It's like a title with boobs, but it's giving him the brother patting, I guess, because they're always connected through some history, right? So Rain touching him is giving him his brother's memories, or something. Yeah, it's like emotional or auto triggering. Yeah, it's like remember your brother. That's a good pick. Keep killing them. Yeah, of course she is. It would be easy, right, if he is a kill seek. I think the CGI is fine, right? It's not the best CGI I've ever seen, but you know, I'm not a Mappa hate, you know, because I'm a huge Mappa fan, so maybe I'm biased a bit, but oh man, Rainer feels like he's oh man, here comes the brothers though. And this is so weird. I mean, he kind of friends with Zeke. He's supposed to be Zeke's, you know, inherent, and so here he comes and he's like, come on. But it's a good scene though, because Zeke is like, I don't want to kill that guy. Yeah, Zeke is like, that guy's like my friend, you know. So you see that Zeke isn't completely insane, because now Zeke is like, yeah, I mean, it's not working perfectly, but it is working a bit, right? So I think it's good writing here, because it shows that Zeke isn't just insane. He's like, yeah, he has a little bit emotions left in him. He's like, no, you know what? I don't want to kill those brothers there. Like, he's my friend, you know. Like, he's having a little emotional turmoil here. Oh, this is good, man. This is really good. This kind of moments I like the title, right? Because I don't, you know, Zeke is a very complex character, right? Zeke is arguably the best written character, right? Here comes the super evil Gabi. Oh no, not Gabi! Oh, everyone's gonna die now, man. Not the Gabi here, the plot sniper. Oh shit, man. He's gonna murder them all, man. This is gonna be crazy now. So he's like, Ototo! So he triggers him with that brother stuff. He's like, oh, brothers! He's a little cute though. He's like, don't give me that Ototo Oni-chan shit. Yeah, he's triggering his brother love, you know. I love my brother too! God damn it, Zeke. That's his weak spot. But yeah. Because now, of course, Falco will transform here. When he screams, right? Because he has that royal... He goes to the royal bloodline, right? So when he screams... Okay, this is so stupid though, when he's hugging his... Oh man, he said, don't hug your brother when he screams, he's gonna kill you. Oh, they've seen Gabi, but yeah, he's gonna get... I'll be some goosebumps though, because now, of course, everyone is gonna freaking die here. Or they won't die, but you know, they've turned to titans. Yeah, because when Zeke is screaming now, of course, it's gonna trigger everyone's alien's bloodline. Oh, here we go. This is like really World War III stats. Oh man, oh, it's a great, it's like a freaking nuke. This is kind of what the last of the 6 shows, but man, I'm getting massive goals for this shit. Oh, that was a badass scene. It's like triggering a freaking 10 nukes in city. Yeah, so he screams, right, and all the aliens, not all of them, but you know, many aliens are transforming. And now the Marleys is gonna, the PTSD Marleys are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's how it used to be back in the days. I love this title. It's like, this is the, oh god. But it's just good though, because I mean, don't you miss this old stuff, you know, season 1 Titans? We kind of see the one like lurking in the forest and so on. Come on, yeah. It's actually, I feel, it's one of the lacks in the late season, right? Here, of course, it's Falco, Titan Falco. Yeah, fighting Rainer here. Gabi, of course, you know, with the best plot number ever. Yeah, I mean, Gabi has the highest plot number, much more than Eren. Yeah, she's like, of course, didn't drink anything, right? But now, of course, Ototo kills Oni-chan. But I like that Zeke was, hesitant here. He was like, damn it, I don't want to kill his brothers. I don't want him to eat his brother. But it's interesting, right? Because now Rainer's like, what if I can feed him to his brother here? What if I can feed him to Falco? Then we kill Eren and I can save Falco, right? I can make him a shifter and I can like save them and so on. Kinda, yeah. Something like that. I can try at least. But, I don't know. Eren is like martial art titan, so it's like whatever. See, this is what I mean though. I talked about it Tuesday, right? Clearly, Eren isn't the protagonist. Because we're seeing it from Gabi, Rainer's perspective, right? Trying to kill Eren. We're seeing it from Rainer's perspective, right? He's the protagonist, if anything, on Gabi and so on. And obviously, PIECKE and Mago do something too, right? Eren is clearly the antagonist. So it isn't a question in my mind. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah, and of course there is... PIECKE has killed most of the humans up there. Or aliens, I mean. Oh, that's good. I guess Mikasa probably. Okay, Armin. See? What is Armin doing? Hasn't he realized Eren is the bad guy? I mean, obviously Mikasa's gonna kill them. She's like, my Eren! But she's gonna kill PIECKE and so on if she can, right? Obviously there's gonna be like a best girl fight here, right? Because they tried to kill my man, right? But Armin, I feel, by now should be like, wait a minute. Isn't Eren trying to kill everyone? Yeah, so Zeke has left his body, I guess. Because he's like a skeleton now or something. Or the stone thing. So he's probably turned, right? Yeah, he's probably turned. I think. Come on. Let's lag a bit, of course. How is it lagging for right now? Damn TV. See? I was trying to make sure it's fine before, right? But you know how it is. It's gonna be the good scene too, come on. Oh, come on. Here we go. Oh, this is a weird thing. Eren is like freezing his face, gets out. Yeah, here we go. The bromance! Big brother! It's a smart strategy. Yeah, so Zeke's also like, they both like, yeah, it's a good strategy though. Yeah, they're like dropping their bodies like, let's meet up, right? So we can finally have that bloodline, the ultimate memory power and so on. Yeah. Oh, here goes the perfect scene. It's what we're waiting for, babe. Here goes the scene I'm waiting for. Come on. Oh, here we go. I've been waiting for. This is one of the best scenes in Titan. Come on. Yeah, here comes the... Because they're still protecting him for some reason. This is like, well, Eren is clearly our friend, right? I don't know you, Connie, but anyway. Here we go, baby. Look at this. The best character. Here we go. Eren's like, oh no. Not Gabi! Oh, I love this scene so much. Everyone's like, oh shit. Not the plot sniper. Oh, come on. People are gonna have a craze now. People are gonna complain so much about this. Oh, I can't wait for the internet for this scene. Here we go. She kills Eren. Oh, here we go, baby. And now, the head flies. I love it! Yeah, she kills down Eren! There we go. Gabi comes and snipes Eren! There we go. Gabi, the plot killer. Every person died by Gabi. And, I won't say who, but she's gonna kill another person later too. And it's so funny, she snipes everyone. I'm sorry, but she's gonna like kill more people too in the storyline. Like, she's the ultimate anti-plot armor. And then she kills him. She freaking snipes Eren, his head flies. Oh, I love it. The people are always like, no, Gabi's not bad with the... I mean, Gabi... She kills freaking everyone. And she'll kill more people. But whatever. Yeah, Gabi kills Eren. And it's a beautiful scene, right? She's pissed off, Zeke... well, she didn't kill Falco, but he made Falco into brother, right? Yeah. So she's pissed off, kills Eren, Don't piss Gabi off, then she kills you, right? The plot sniper is back, right? And here we get... This is the first time now. Man, my heart is like... that really gave me a adrenaline kick. Okay, this is the first time we're kind of getting Protagonist Eren right again. In Season 4 F-Task. Because now they're actually seeing a little bit from his perspective, right? But this is Crunchyroll is wrong because we barely got anything from his perspective, right? Last season. Season 4 part 1. So he can't be both. But yeah, it's the first time we kind of have the Zeke and Eren discussing the strategy here, right? Of teaming up and so on. I would argue though that by now, I think there's a little arguably plot hole here, because they could just combine here, right, with the bloodline. Yes, he wants the hammer power and so on, but I would argue that he can kind of do it already here, and that would be kind of like, they would have enough power with the coordinate power and the blood power and this path shit, so he could probably do the rumbling at this moment or whatever, like, probably, right, so... Yeah, I don't know if it actually is unnecessary. Someone's probably gonna write a long comment now explaining why I'm wrong and they needed the hammer titan power to perfectly transform into that bug shit or whatever. But it's like a little bit, it depends a little bit, you know, what is Eren's actual goal here. Right? Like he could maybe just do the, let's just combine brother and just do the shit here. And it would be way easier for them. Instead of doing this whole convoluted thing of like starting the war and then meeting up with someone, right? I mean, obviously this thing here is way riskier too, right? But it's a little bit of a Doctor Strange plan, I guess, if you've seen the Marvel movies. Eren is like, this is the only path to victory, I guess. So, I guess that kind of birds. So many birds! But yeah, okay. So Eren is dead, and so is a lot of people, I guess, because Zeke screamed, and now they're eating all the Marleys. But as I mentioned earlier, I like that, right? Because I kind of missed that. What do you guys, you know, yeah, right? Comment section. What do you guys think, right? I miss this like old school in a way, right? The first season, right? So we see this like deviant smiling behind the trees and so on. I kind of miss that, right? There's a cool scene. It's kind of a freeze frame here of everyone looking at Eren dying. Yeah, and Eren's head is flying. And this Gabi! She's like, it's a powerful sniper gun. She couldn't even, the recoil is sending her. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he gets the Eren. Oh, it's a pat thing. Oh, now we can see a lot of backstory and flashbacks and confusing. Now it's gonna be confusing here. Because now it's gonna be... Yeah, there's the, you know, the sister, and now it's gonna be confusing, because now we're getting into Ymir backstory and paths, and now everyone's gonna be like plot hole galore or something. Yeah, now it's gonna go crazy. Next episode probably gonna be insane, because then we're gonna try to explain everything that's happening. It's gonna be like, you know, it's the start of a lot of people's complaints, right, about this manga, yes, because yeah, now we're inside the Ymir plot hole place. Here we go, paths, baby, and this is gonna make very little sense, but yeah, let's go. Here we go. Zeke is a slave. This I actually like, because Zeke is a slave because of the bloodline promise, so he can't really like control the powers fully, right? Just like the other people in his family, you know, with the whole. Yeah, so they got a weakness there with that, like, enslavement promise thing. That for some reason, Ymir follows. I mean, it's never gonna make any sense why that promise is somehow even made, or why that promise is like, he can't break it free, or why that promise is something Ymir even respects or whatever. That's never gonna make any sense, okay? Spoilers, I don't know, not spoilers, like, it's just never gonna be explained. It's just what it is. But whatever, yes, okay, so... Zeke here, right, is like imprisoned in the mind of the paths or whatever, because of this promise. So I do like that he's David Shanes and so on, right? He can't like leave this like sandbox thing. And also, of course, there's a reference to kind of what, you know, the other Ymir, you know, Ymir 2 saw, right? Where she became a shifter. She kind of woke up in a desert and saw it here. So she kind of saw this thing, right? She kind of saw like a little epiphany of the paths, right? So I think it's a good foreshadowing that her awakening is kind of like path light, right? And that's not in the manga, so that's kind of what they add in the anime, right? Kind of adding in that little bit of the Ymir, kind of, you know, seeing the sand or whatever, you know. But yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so hard to follow. I do hope to add a lot here in the anime. I hope to add a lot of extra screen time here. Because this could be so much better repetition. Here we see Ymir, and I guess next episode might explain Ymir's path and how her daughter's the one, maybe. So they could definitely add a lot here, right? To explaining the true backstory. And hopefully make it more logical. Yeah. And you see the whole, you know... yeah. But it's kind of weird, because it feels like Zeke already knows what's happening in paths. But he never, like, explained this to Eren. Or did he realize it now when he is touching Eren? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I don't know. Did he like... I mean, I'm just saying. Because Zeke is like super like... you know, I'm in prison here. It's fine, bro. He's like, whatever. I kind of knew this already. But he shouldn't... They wouldn't tell him outside it. I don't know. It just feels strange that Zeke is like... Now he's a beard too, right? He's been here for like... I don't know. It's something like the time, of course, is different, right? But this is good now, though. It's like, wait. Did you lie to me, brother? Oh, this is good shit now. Eren, Zeke's like, wait a minute. Wait, you look kind of strange there. It's like, yeah, I got the power now. This is good shit now. And Eren's like, sorry, big bro. I lied to you. Here, that's my real strategy. Oh, poor Zeke. There we go. Shut up, brother! Oh, here we go. It's like, out there! This is a goddamn anime top betrayal here. Yeah, I tricked you. Yeah, I wanted the power for my own evil plan. And Zeke is like, fuck! Oh, this poor man, he's like, oh my god, what have I done? My stupid brother. Yeah, he's following our evil father plan. Oh no. Oh, there's some good scene here. And he's like, what? Oh man, that's some ultimate anime betrayal, man. Ah, poor little Zeke. He trusted his evil brother. Yeah, this is not my plan. My plan is way better than your plan. They're both insane though. Both their plans are terrible. Both their plans are goddamn terrible. They both have like ultimate shitty plans though. They're horrible plans, but he's like, my plan is the best plan. Oh my god. Poor Zeke though. He's thinking, but it's interesting how Ymir now is like, poor little Zeke. Yeah, she ignores Eren. Feels sorry. Sympathy. This is good here. Eren. She's all sad here now. Because she's a slave too, and this is so stupid. Oh my god. Oh, there's so many plot holes. Oh, it hurts watching this thing. It honestly hurts because Ymir is so terribly written. Oh my god. She's a slave too, and all this shit is so stupid. Oh my god. I'm getting that PTSD watching this stuff. Now Zeke. That's good. Now it's like, I can free myself from the... Oh no, they're gonna do this bad shit. It's gonna show in flashbacks and it's gonna be the crystal shit. Oh no, it's gonna go in... I can't wait for next episode. Now it's gonna go into some kind of time travel shenanigans. It's gonna be the dumbest thing ever. And Zeke is like, but I lied to you too! And now it's like double lying and oh my god, no. Oh my god. I can see people already like losing their shit over this thing. Look at this slave Ymir. Ymir's backstories. Or not the backstory, but her resolution is the dumbest thing ever. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but this is just insane. And now he's like, ha! You're the slave now, Eren! And it is good shit though. I lied to you too! We're both liars! You're the slave, Ymir's the slave, and I'm not the slave, but she's a slave, and then he's the slave, and then they're gonna go back and forth, and who's the goddamn slave? And they're basically all slaves. It was freaking time travel, paradox and shit, and they're all slaves to some goddamn 2,000-year-old prophecy or something. They're all these puppets in the grand scheme or something. It's just the goddamn stupidity of this thing is this, but it's kind of beautiful in like a weird way. I love it. Now you're enslaved in the mind thing, and let's do the rumble. Okay, the episode's over. I kind of love-hate it honestly though, you know, because it's just so beautiful. He's like, no, you're the slave, I'm not the slave anymore. Ymir is a slave, but she's not a slave anymore, but she's a slave still, but I'm the slave. And then it's gonna be like, and we're all slaves because, you know, yeah, like the prophecy of time that someone started with the Ymir promise and everything, and that kind of created that thing, and that set up this storyline, and you're like, so we never had a choice or something. So they're all these slaves to... There's like no free will in the place like that. Yeah, there's like no free will or something. I don't know. But honestly, before doing the review, I have to say I really love this scene. If you ever see Zeke crying, he's like, you betrayed me, your brother! You following your evil father's plan, right? And Zeke is all like, you know, you goddamn traitor. And then the very in there, you know, Eren's like, haha, yeah, that's right. I tricked you. And then Zeke, I have to give him credit for this scene though. It's really beautiful. Then Zeke stands up, right? He does the classic, you know, he does the, oh, yeah, actually, I'm just pretending. No, but it's a great scene. It's like, I was just faking it. I'm actually not the slave. You're the slave. It's like, I was actually just pretending to be enslaved by Ymir. She's my slave. That's a beautiful scene, though. That's a beautiful scene. Whew. I mean, I'm getting rattled up, man. I'm getting really rattled up, man. But it is like this, the culmination, right, of Attack on Titan here. Eren just got shot by GABI, and, you know, and then they're doing this slaves scene back and forth and so on. I'm going to see that, yeah, Demon Slayer's out, because you watched that after this. Let's review it first, and check on comments. But anyway, let's review it. First of all, let's talk about freaking Gabi, right? You know, I love Gabi, my favorite character, and clearly the protagonist of Attack on Titan. I do love this scene, honestly, I love it, because he didn't kill Falcon, but he killed Falcon, right? And we see Gabi crying, like, F this guy, goddamn Eren, you know? And then, I love how this is really good in the anime, better than the manga, because every character is staring. It feels almost like a fourth wall thing. How everyone is like, not Gabi! Oh no! Don't give Gabi the goddamn sniper gun. No, it feels like everyone knows that he's gonna kill him, you know. And all the other characters are like, oh no, not that woman! You know, you see Zeke like, not Gabi! No! So everyone is like, oh no, she's the plot killer. She got the plot armor to kill everyone. It's like, oh no. But honestly, I found it very interesting, right, when I read this too, genuinely, right, because we can always discuss about plot armor, right? We can discuss who's the plot character, right? And I would argue that Gabi has the strongest plot armor, honestly, and then Eren, right? And so on. But Gabi also has this thing, which I call then basically, like, you know, anti-plot, right? Like a plot sniper. Like, she's the only character that has to kill everyone. Think about that, right? We always talk about plot armor, but as I call it when I read the manga, like 1 year ago or something, Gabi truly has like plot, anti-plot armor. Or like plot sniper, I call it, right? And this is actually something I haven't seen that many other storytellings, but I truly think that Gabi is like one of the most prominent examples of a character that kills every other character, right? She already killed, you know, obviously Sasha, spoilers, right? And then she shoots him down and so on, right? And then she can shoot more people too. I won't spoil who, but Gabi's gonna kill more people. Like Gabi has this like goddamn, you know, plot armor thing going on, where she can like kill everyone. She has the power to like murder all the characters. It's just like this really weird thing how they probably exists other characters too in other manga and anime, but rarely have I seen honestly, right, this kind of character where she has insanely high plot on herself, right? Like every scene she's saved by someone, right? So she has the plot convenient, but then she's also the only character basically allowed to kill other characters, right? Like she kills, Sasha and more, right? So she's a very like. Very, very strongly, like, well, it's an interesting character in that sense. But I want to go back to that earlier, right? And I talked about that in the Crunchyroll roast and so on, and the links below for that. Talk about the Eren being, you know, the protagonist, antagonist. This also is why, of course, Gabi is the protagonist. Because we're following Gabi, right? After the time skip, Gabi is the main character, clearly. We're following her and the Marleys, how she's like fighting the other countries and so on, right? And we're following her life as a Marleyan, right? In alien Marley people. And then, of course, we're following her escaping, meeting her family and so on, right? And now we're following her killing Eren. I mean, look at this scene here. We're seeing her being like, you killed my friend! And then she shoots, you know, Eren, right? And we're seeing it from her perspective. She's crying. She's like, I want revenge, right? And the other characters, like Zeke and Eren, like, not Gabi! Right? And they're all afraid of Gabi because, you know, Gabi is a plot killer, right? So, isn't that very, like, a main character perspective, right? I'm probably making another video about that, I feel, next week, because people are still arguing over that whole who's the main character or whatever, right? But the thing is that the easy sample I have of this thing, right? It's, I would say, the easy sample I have, and I'll talk about probably more, I guess, next week, because I really want to break it down, the protagonist, antagonist, and that stuff, right? But it's just Star Wars, right? Okay, so Star Wars, you're following Anakin, right, and Obi-Wan, they're the protagonist, and especially episode 2 and 3, you know, Anakin, right? Darth Vader is the main character, protagonist, and then in 4, 5, 6, you're following his son Luke, right? Spoilers, yeah. So, of course, in Star Wars, you have 2 different main protagonists. It's not that strange, right, to have several different movies or seasons, and then you change character. One of my favorite games is called Sega Fountain 2, PlayStation 1. That game is over 60 years, right? The time frame of the game. And you're playing as 2 different protagonists immediately, and then you're playing as their son and then their granddaughter, right? So of course a game or anime can change protagonists. Attack on Titan, Eren's protagonist, and then Gabi becomes the protagonist. And this episode here, I think, really again, you know, shows you that she's the protagonist, like primarily for this season, right? Because again, this is a perfect scene where this is her perspective, right? She's gonna kill Gabi, she's gonna kill Eren. And if you look at it like that, right, that Gabi is the main character in this season, right? This scene also makes more sense from a narrative standpoint. Because who's gonna kill Eren, you know, the previous main character? Well, the new main character, right? Again, look at Star Wars, my sample there. Who's gonna fight Darth Vader, right? The previous main character. Well, his son Luke, right? The current main character. You know what I mean? It's pretty common, right, that if you do change main character or change protagonist or so on in storylines, they usually are gonna have a conflict, right? It's pretty common writing. So that also kind of motivates why Gabi has the power, right, to be the one to kill every other character, because she's the new protagonist, and of course then she's gonna kill the previous protagonist, right? So I think that makes a lot of sense. I might make another video about it again, because I do feel that it's an into topic that every year, honestly, in my opinion, right, Crunchyroll is wrong. But what's the protagonist? Like, for example, I'm gonna say, I said in my other video, Shigaraki is an antagonist according to them. That's wrong, right? Shigaraki in season 5 of Academia is the protagonist, because it's a villain arc and he's fighting with Destro, another villain. He's the protagonist of that season. He's not the antagonist. He's never in a conflict with the heroes. So from a writing standpoint, they're clearly wrong. But anyway, yeah, Gabi kills Eren, and I think it's a great scene. It actually is also like logical, because Gabi is truly the best sniper, right? So it kind of makes sense. But I have to say again that I think it's funny how to me it feels like a fourth wall scene, right? Because everyone, I guess I said earlier, but I said again here, everyone when it's happening, we see Connie, we see Mikasa, right? We see everyone be like, not that girl, not that shitty little girl. Like, everyone's like, no. I do love that. So that to me feels like Fort Wally. Everyone's like, no, not Gabi. Don't give her a gun. Yeah, everyone's like, no, it's gonna be Sash all over again. If it's like Connie and Jean, everyone is like, no, not this little girl. She kills every person we know. She kills all my friends. She kills all my friends. Like, that is the Gabi we all love, right? That is the main Gabi, the true main character. But anyway, we do get into this scene, right? I think this scene here, we can argue, this is kind of really is, when Attack on Titan jumps the time away, right? And this is gonna be the beginning of arguably insanely amount of plot holes. Or you could be like an Ishiyama, simply be like, oh, this makes perfect sense. But I think that some parts of the whole Eren and Zeke inside the path thing and time travel shit makes sense. But I think the problem here immediately, right, is that Zeke is now going to be like, oh, this is the inside thing, and here's Ymir, she's a slave and everything like that. And the issue, I think, immediately, and this is just a general standpoint for me, right, is that usually when you write time travel into any kind of storyline, and this is, I think that, of course, has the whole path thing, and then remember, like, you know, Eren, the previous owner, can kind of see in the future, and he can see in the past and stuff like that. And now they're inside this, like, the path world, right, the Ymir, the original Titan, right, and they can see the future, and they can see the past, and they can see the universe or whatever, right, they kind of see the epiphany of reality or whatever. And I have to say that I do think that it's like a writing, it's like writing in the corner, right? As soon as you get into this place, it just becomes kind of crazy, right? It's very hard to write in his defense, right? Because yeah, now it's like, now he has to kind of explain how, I don't know, time travel works, or how their minds can see the future and the past at the same time, right? Because one thing that's very strange with the path in the Titan, I think it's not that they're just time traveling backward, they also are time traveling forward. Because the previous owners can also see the future to some extent, and so on. And the Titan can see the future to some extent. And that makes it even more confusing and perplexing. And of course we're going to be back and forth, and we're going to see the end, probably the last episode that was going to explain as best as it can, right, how his time traveling works. Right? But I would argue that this is kind of the moment where it's like plot hole galore. Like, it's just going to be like so many plot holes. But I think it's a very common thing, right? You throw in all these like time elements into any storyline, and then immediately you can question, like, but why couldn't Zeke just do that thing? Why couldn't they just combine when they were in that city? Why did they have to do this convoluted plot line? Why is that happening? Why did that person die for? Why couldn't you just change the time travel? Why couldn't you do that thing, right? Or if he could see the future, why would he do that thing and so on? It immediately creates so many questions, right? But otherwise, I do like the whole. In the beginning here, though, it still kind of makes sense, and I like it here how Zeke is, of course, the slave, right? And the head is like, who's the slave, who's the controlling, right? This is very important later for the whole Ymir thing, because Ymir is enslaved, right, in the path thing. So it's very important to kind of, I would say, I'm trying to break it down in this weird way here, because I don't want to spoil it. I'm trying to break it down. I think it's very important here to kind of think about that, like, enslaved the brain, right? Who's the brain, who's the emotion of the slaves? Because Ymir has all this like power to basically destroy or recreate the planet or whatever, right? She's like the freaking Thanos, right? Thanos with the 6 gems. and she's like, but why doesn't she? Oh, she's a slave too, right? And that's very important. But Ymir is like mind broken, and you know, and then Eren and Zeke is fighting like who is the slave inside the brain or whatever. So for example, Zeke, you know, Eren is like, haha, I lied to you, brother. I'm the owner of the reality now. I have the power gauntlet now, baby. But then of course Zeke is like, so that's a bit earlier beginning. But then Zeke is like, ha, I just pretended. But I love this scene though. It's like, yeah, he throws off, I love this scene. He throws off the shades. Ha, it was a lie, brother. I was never the slave. Like, come on, this thing is great. Like, ha, you fool. I was just checking your brain. Yeah, I was just pretending to be the slave and you were the slave and so on, right? But the important thing actually is that Ymir is the slave. That's the most important thing. That Ymir here, she is the slave, right? So Zeke and Eren are fighting over like dominance of the reality time warping patch shit now, right? Who is the in control or whatever. But she's basically just a puppet, right? And that's the interesting thing, that she has like she basically is a god, okay? I mean, in one way you can look at Ymir as god of reality or whatever, right? And she's like, doesn't do shit, right? And that's gonna be very important later. And in my opinion though, one of the worst issues with Titan, because it doesn't make any sense that she say. The explanation of why she's a slave is the dumbest shit ever, and probably the people hate the most, I think, the ending. Like, why is she like she is? That is the weakest shit ever. Her backstory will not explain that, and then it's gonna be like a really weird page explain that, which is very, very strange. But anyway, like, it is terrible. But I mean, it's like, holy shit. But otherwise, I think at that moment, right, I think it's good. And I do like this combat, and now they're gonna start time traveling, and it's gonna be so confusing. But anyway, let's go back to a little bit here earlier. I do like this scene though, as I mentioned the reaction part before I turn it off here. I do love this scene here. That I want to watch Demon Slayer, of course, right? But I do love this scene here. I think it's a great scene. That, you know, I'm not a big fan of one-dimensional characters, right? That's why I always say I don't like Mikasa, right? People also anger me. What do you like Mikasa for? Because Mikasa is the one-dimensional character. Mikasa is like, Eren, yeah. She's like, my favorite color is Eren, right? But this is a great scene because when Falco and his brother and so on are approaching Zeke, right? He's like, no, don't kill me, or if you scream, you know, Mao Toto is gonna turn into a Titan and basically die, right? Then he does that because he's eaten by his brother. Or I guess he gets like burned because his brother transforms, because they're hugging when he transforms. So he dies by the transformational energy, right? But I think this is great because Zeke is hesitating. And that's why arguably Zeke is maybe the best written character. He's very nuanced. Zeke has his plan, right? He's betraying the Marleys and he betrayed his parents and all this stuff, right? Zeke has this, you know, he has his own strategy, his own agenda, right? But even if he's very, very like motivated and very into his like genocidal strategy, right? Like how to make this genocide happen, he still has that like humanity in him. So when he's approached by his friend, right, being, you keep my brother, and he's like, oh no, I don't want to kill his brother and bromance and so on. Zeke gets paused there for a moment. It's like he gets emotional turmoil, right? That he can't first decide if he's gonna do it or not. Then of course he does it anyway. But he's like, for a moment there, he triggers Zeke's humanity, right? So I think that's it's one of the good Titan, right? You know, we have some of the characters that are very nuanced. But I stand by saying that, I find that the Titan is kind of strange in that way, right? Because I think we have some characters that are incredibly one-dimensional and they're very, very like black and white, and I feel they're very boring. Then we have characters like Zeke that are very, very nuanced, they're very gray zone, right? And they have all these like shades of different perspective and so on. So I think that is the strange honest Titan, that some characters I feel are very, very well written, and some other ones are like, oh, this is a terrible character. So, but this is like a scene where you show a well-written character, yeah. So it's like a little bit. I guess I wish there was more like. Every character has the same depth and so on, but you know, you can have a little more, could be a little more less flat, I guess. But it's a good scene, and you know, we see everyone. It's cool seeing. It's basically like a nuke, you know. Zeke is triggering everything, right? Yeah, he basically nukes freaking the capital by triggering them all, right? And I guess lastly, I was want to say that I did one thing I do miss, right, from the beginning. I think this scene here is perfect, showing that. Is I do miss this stuff, right? You know, am I the only guy that missed this stuff from the season 1 and so on? Like he's like coming in here, hey guys, you know, I do kind of miss this honestly, right? In the beginning, I think Titan was much more like this deviant Titans, right? The kind of big zombies, but it kind of, you know, scary, but also kind of hilarious, right? They have this weird, the running behavior and the dance guy and so on, yeah. They have all this like weird Titans, right? And when I see this scene, I'm like, you know, yeah, I kind of like this thing that this kind of goes back to the root of the anime or the manga, right? When it started, you see this like weirdos, it's hiding, so I think that is something, because I talked to a lot of friends, right? And a lot of people because everyone I think watches anime, right? I think this is one of the complaints I hear the most about, basically season 3 and forward, right? The people are missing like the Titans, or they're missing Deviant, they're missing kind of the horror comedy of all this weird shit right there. So this is kind of fun going back to kind of the root of the season 1, right? We're seeing all these weirdos popping up now. Basically half the village transformed in Titans, right? So it's kind of fun. Anyway, guys, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys soon with Demon Slayer. Take a few minutes break and then see, of course, Demon Slayer, which I am looking forward to, because I think we're gonna have the darker backstory. It's probably gonna be some hentai backstory. I'm just being honest here. Last episode of Demon Slayer, maybe we see, I won't spoil it, but it's basically that it's weird, like, my little demon sister is too cute shit. And I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be some weird, arrow etchy backstory about those two doing it, right? I'm expecting something very, very etchy backstory now in Demon Slayer about the demons or something, because it was a very weird, etchy ending last episode. So, maybe it's just my gutter trash brain, but I'm just like, I'm just seeing like, I'm hentai when I when I watch this episode. But anyway, guys, subscribe to the season with Demon Slayer episode. Oh, I can't remember. 40.